You up for this?
No problem. Let's do it.
Greetings, I'm Solidus-Skully, and welcome back to Kingdom Hearts and Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's gonna get pretty fucking annoying. This is the Parasite Cage. Looking pretty different. But we don't have time for that now, because now it's time to use our summons. Basically, in the lower corner of the menu, or no, what is in the lower corner of the menu? I don't know what I was singing. Basically, you can access a summon, which is one of many Disney characters. In this case, Genie, who agreed to be our summon right at the end of the Agrippa level. So basically, these summons have a bunch of different attributes, abilities, and, well, possibilities there for you to toy with. In the case of Genie, he basically unleashes a bunch of magic spells, and just is there to be his Homer Simpson, Robin Williams impersonating self. I kind of forgot what my original tangent was going to be before the summons came up, but whatever, Genie's pretty useful. Unlike Riku, who, even though he is in the battle, I don't think he actually does anything. I don't think he does any damage, so I guess maybe he's on the same level of Donald and Goofy, but, well, I mean, he's there. Not that he will be for any other thing. In terms of other things to point out, really, well, before the thing fades away, is really that Parasite Cage, again in a similar vein to the guard armor, has different coloring, and aside from having Pinocchio screaming, "Help me!" well, it's, well, again, both phases of the boss fight are kind of just blech. Oh no, he spat him down, and Riku was leaving without us. Come back! Oh, and Goofy also learned Cheer, which is actually something quite useful for extending summoning time. Again, it's another one of those sorts of abilities where, again, you equip the entire party with it, and, you know, your summoning time will be extended. But then again, you do also have different stipulations depending on, you know, how you get that sort of thing. In fact, I think, Sora's Cheer is actually dependent on whether or not you invest
Pinocchio! Pinocchio!
Yeah, you know, we'll talk about that later.
Please, give me back my son!
Sorry, old man. I have some unfinished business with this puppet.
He's no puppet. Pinocchio is my little boy.
He is unusual. Not many puppets have hearts. I'm not sure, but maybe he can help someone who's lost theirs.
Wait a minute. Are you talking about Kairi?
What do you care about her?
You know, one thing I will say, you know, especially after rewatching the story up to this point, and again, comparing it to the dead horse that I continue to beat that is birthed by sleep, I really love how Riku, in spite of working with the bad guys, is still willing to think with his own motives and again continue to try and, you know, fulfill his goals. It's, again, like, it adds a lot of dimension to his character. It shows that he's not just evil for evil's sake, but, you know, the kid himself is learning, he's constantly trying new things, he's just very, well, unethical about his practices. But again, not in the sense that it makes him a malicious force of evil, just misguided in a very teenage kind of way, but again, it never becomes at any point angsty. Well, okay, it is angsty if you could judge by the previous cutscene of Maleficent pointing out about Riku's love for his boyfriend Sora, but, like, I mean, you get what I'm saying here. It's, again, like, I mean, it's written incredibly well for what it is, and that's, it kind of surprises me considering how much flack Kingdom Hearts usually gets for its writing standards. But then again, I suppose that sort of simplicity in the teenage mindset is probably part of the reason why people like Kingdom Hearts 1, specifically in terms of its story, because it's simple and clean and if you're in the genes. Whatever. Another thing to also point out is that, again, this is pretty much your last point to explore since the water level has lowered and risen, so, again, you can jump around, bounce around, especially with a new high jump ability that you've gotten access to. Yeah, put it to great use, get those treasure chests, and, bugger around, really. Another thing to point out also is that, you can technically leave Monstro at this point. I mean, considering the fact that this is a living creature, a bit of a random encounter, and the fact that this isn't technically a world, again, you can feasibly skip this part of the level and just continue on your merry way. I mean, obviously, since you have trinities to collect and everything, you do have to come back here and, well, again, if you want to get that 100% completion, secret ending and all, yeah, you're gonna have to come back here and, bada bing and do some things. And again, much to my chagrin, yes, I would have otherwise said fuck this world, given what I said about it in the previous part, but again, we got a 100% ending to unlock. I need to make this a more complete run of Kingdom Hearts than I've ever had before, and yes indeedy, Mr. Tweety, if we got stuff to do. I kind of forgot what the other points were, but whatever. But again, you can also come back here at a later point in the game to have a few, changes occur, by which I mean specifically with Riku here, because I mean you can get him in his normal apparel as you've seen with the previous cutscene when he walked off, but come back here later in the game after a certain plot twist and he will look quite different. But again, another part of the reason why I'm also coming back here at this point is because, well, again, it's more to do with synthesis stuff, and basically you go up the throat, and the area that you're going to be fighting the final encounter with parasite cages, well, that's pretty much going to be where the secret encounter with the special Heartless is going to be, that you are required to get if you want to complete Final Mix Synthesis. If you're playing Kingdom Hearts on PlayStation 2, specifically the original 2002 release, then you don't really have to bother with any of this. Unless, of course, you want to continue to torture yourself by suffering in this monstrous whale's throat. I thought that would have been enough to carry me through this entire part, but hey, fuck me I guess, because I really don't know jack shit about Pinocchio, even less so because I don't really give a fuck about it. Well, except this point actually. I was doing a bit of research into the trivia around the release of the original Disney movie, and apparently that scene where like one of the kids smokes a cigar and like turns into a donkey or whatever, yeah, apparently that frightened film critic Roger Ebert so much that he never smoked a cigar in his life, apparently. Well, maybe not in his life, but at least not when he was a kid, you know, when they were being naughty. I don't know, it's, maybe that's part of the reason why they had so many scare campaigns for, like, anti-smoking or drugs and shit. You know, back in the 80s and 90s with the war on drugs. If we scare the little buggers, I won't do them at all, so... Yippee-yo, 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 whatever the fuck, kaye.
Hey! Let Pinocchio go, Riku!
A puppet that's lost its heart to the heartless. Maybe it holds the key to helping Kairi. How about it, Sora? Let's join forces to save her. We can do it together. What? You'd rather fight me? Over a puppet that has no heart?
Heart or no heart, at least he still has a conscience.
Conscience?
You might not hear it, but right now it's loud and clear. And it's telling me you're on the wrong side!
Then you leave me no choice.
Pinocchio! Pinocchio!
Jiminy, I'm not gonna make it. Oh, I guess I'm okay.
Huh?
Can't believe I'm gonna have to eat my words again, but like, I mean, with that cutscene and a couple of the ones before, it's honest to god, I hate this world as a level in terms of gameplay, but in terms of cutscenes, this actually has like a lot better story content than I originally thought it did. Especially like in terms of some of the humor, like when Pinocchio's nose grew because he thought he was gonna die, but it's like, oh, I guess I'm okay. God damn it, Monstro, stop twisting my opinion, I don't want to think good things about this level. But anyway, this might ring a bit familiar with the Chain of Memories battle against Parasite Cage. Again, don't step into the toxic ooze, otherwise, well, your health will start draining. I believe another one of Parasite Cage's attacks in this formation is that he'll start vomiting out some poison gas since he doesn't have Pinocchio in there anymore. But again, apart from that, the boss fight isn't really too much to speak of. Like, I mean, his happy slaps hurt, but that's pretty much all the Parasite Cage has. Aim for the mouth for the big weak spot, but again, when he opens it, but again, beware of the poison attack, because that can be a bit of a pain in the ass. But I mean, really, you don't have too much to worry about. I suppose to also go back in terms of story content as well, actually, with the whole debacle between Sora and Riku wanting to team themselves up together, but again, at this point, it's pretty much, yeah, we're on opposite sides, don't get in my way, otherwise I'll fuck you up. Again, I think it works well for what it is. I'm still convinced that, you know, two friends who've known each other for years would have at least tried to talk it out. But again, given previous scenes where they kind of did, it's at least believable at this point where Sora will be like, okay, enough of this shit. I'm simple-minded enough to believe that you've turned to the dark side, and you're gonna have to get into a game of Keyblade slaps if you want us to, you know, knock some sense into you, quite literally at this point. Bear this in mind for whenever we cover Birth by Sleep, because this is gonna become a very frustrating point of contention. I probably should have talked about that summon, but we might be seeing Simba a little bit later, and I'll discuss exactly what he does a bit later. But then again, I suppose you probably could tell that for yourself, because you do have eyes, you do have ears to hear my dulcet tones. And, bada bing, we do the thing, hit the parasite cage that's apparently become lethargic. But again, as you can see here, like, he does drop HP balls in case your healing supplies are a bit low. But again, since you have the cure ability at this point, and you should be keeping your eyes squarely on that, again, keep ethers or elixirs at the ready if you need them, and, well, not really too much to worry about. I suppose this might also be where choosing magic over defense or attack power might come in handy, but I've never actually gone for a full-on magic playthrough. I think I might have mentioned this all the way back at the beginning of the commentary, but might be worth experimenting at some point. Also, I apologize for any noise you're hearing, because it is currently raining right outside my house. A bit of a downpour going on right now. A Silent Hill downpour.
Riku! Riku, where are you?
Ah yes, we've attained the power of time, where Kairi is sleeping.
So, Kyrie's like a lifeless puppet now?
Precisely.
And her heart was...
Taken by the heartless, no doubt.
Tell me, what can I do?
There are 7 maidens of the purest heart. We call them the Princesses of Heart. Gather them together, and a door will open to the heart of all worlds. Within lies untold wisdom. There you will surely find a way to recover Kyrie's heart. Now, I'll grant you a marvelous gift. The power to control the Heartless.
Soon, Kairi. Soon.
Very interesting. So yeah, Riku's pretty much turned to the dark side. We are finally leaving Monstro forever, save for one thing that we have to come back for, but again, I already brought that up. Achoo! A blue. I am a sick, depressed whale. I'm pretty sure there's probably some sort of weird, like, abstract symbolism for Monstro in regards to the original Pinocchio tale, but... fuck it, we're going back to Traverse Town because we need to warm out next to the fire and return to adoptive daddy, Daddy Sid Highwind. Sora needs to return to his adoptive daddy, even though Cloud strive for Sora's real daddy. He does not know how to feel anymore. I don't know why I am making him German. Whatever. Anyway, if there is a bit more of a reason why we're going back to Traverse Town, it's basically just to fuck around, see the sights. And, yeah, that's also Chip and Whale talking about us about, like, another competition at the Colosseum. And something that I probably should have done, so I could have gotten Strike Raid at this point, but fuck it, I think I just wanted to say that till the end, but I probably shouldn't have, because I actually really like Strike Raid, and going so long without it just makes me feel kind of naked. I don't know, I just wanted to get, like, a lot of the extra endgame stuff out in one fell swoop. So, let's return off to the Moogles and see what kind of synthesis stuff we can do. Don't think we can do anything at this point, but again, I was just sort of paranoid and I wanted to check. Oh, we could synthesize the Angel Bangle, really. But again, as you can see here, like, I mean, you get more items the more stuff you synthesize, so... Again, it is worth coming back to synthesize these items. Again, like, generally speaking, I don't think you really need to go out of your way to do this. I mean, you can find, you know, item drops or other such means just right if you know, scour around in treasure chests or buy them at the shop or whatever. So again, you don't need to do this. Well, I guess maybe unless you're playing on Proud Mode and you need to have a better, like, setup, but what is this? Oh look, it's someone else has got a little house. It's Geppetto, our lovely Nazi-sympathizing puppet maker. Again, like, the whole deal with this is basically what, you know, Squall basically got them this little house thing, and what they're here to do is basically give you a bunch of different gummy ship plans that can give you, like, weird little designs based upon specific things. Like, I think if you talk to Geppetto a couple of times, his starter set will give you, like, gummy ship plans based on Squall, Aerith, Yuffie, and Sid, I think, so... Yeah, that's pretty much all that offers you. I think you can scour his treasure chest to get a few gummy pieces, but apart from that, it's... yeah. Oh no wait, you get the Wishing Star, which is another Keyblade. Again, not equiping it, we're sticking with the Kingdom Key for story purposes, but... yeah. Also, to kind of admit something here, some of the Keyblades in Kingdom Hearts 1 kinda cap a shit. I really don't like a lot of the Keyblades in Kingdom Hearts 1. There are a few good ones, and we will be showing those ones off much later in the story, but yeah, provided you're not just sitting there looking at Donald's ass. Yeah, this is pretty much just what you get the gummy ship thing. Donald, could you get your ass out of the fucking camera? For goodness sake, boyo. But anyways, oh shit, I completely forgot what I was talking about earlier. Well, bugger it. Again, basically all we're going to be doing in Traverse Town is basically just sort of wandering around, visiting the Dalmatians, who will give us some sweet, delicious treasury items. Oh yeah, and we're also going to be checking back to see if we can get any more summon gems, released thanks to the power of the fairy godmother. Oh, lovely and scary. But again, apart from that, we'll pretty much be heading off to the next world after this point, which I believe should be in for a bit spookiness. Although we probably should be getting to that much sooner than Halloween, but then again, given the sporadic schedule of these videos, who knows? Maybe it might actually be in Halloween, which would be convenient, except not really. Oh, by the way, this is one of the, well, basically I'll be talking about the sniper wilds a little bit later, but basically if they spot you, they'll snipe you. And if they snipe you, you're dead meats, pals. Again, they spawn after you go 2 rooms forward, 2 rooms back, because otherwise you get regular heartless. And now that we're back in the Dalmatians' house, look at how many dogs there are. Me and the boys, we's going to take some down to the dog track and make ourselves a nice hundy. $100 million, that is, from raising these dogs to race the track. And, yeah, it is also worth going out of your way. You don't just get Thundugaji, you also get some Mithril Shards, which is rather important when it comes to synthesis. And again, as I mentioned previously, look at how this house is filling up with the dogs. Man, they should form a street, and maybe even a clothing brand. Dog Street Clothes. Be, really big. I got to talking with the Sion Barzard and the, you know, and Pence. You know, like the British money type. They could like Dog Street. What am I even talking about? I have no ideas. The point is, we gotta go all the ways to Moylan. Like the wizard. And the lizard. Except not really. I'm mainly just padding out for time at this point. I don't even think we get anything at this point. I think I might be mistaken, but no, if we play our cards right, then aside from Arnold Rimmer coming around for dinner, we might be getting ourselves a new summon gem. I can't imagine what it is at this point, but I know it might be the 3rd one. Oh, yep, we're gonna be finding out what it is. Abracadabra, pippity-poppity-boo, I cast a spell on you, and we got Dumbash! Anyway, on that note, I'm Solidus-Skully, keep it new metal, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.